Hey guys, so I'm here in my new house, and if you'd like a tour, let me know in the comments below. But first, as I promised, I wanted to talk about reception, which is the first stage of basic training. So sit tight and let me tell you about the most boring stage of basic training you'll ever sit through. So when I said the most boring phase you'll ever sit through, I wasn't joking. Literally all you do is sit and wait for things to happen the whole time. And really it doesn't count as a phase, it's just in processing. And you'll do that anywhere you go, whether it be AIT or anywhere you're stationed. I'm not sure if you do it on deployments, I haven't been deployed yet, but it's just an in processing you do. It lasts about a week. And then you get on to your other phases. Those phases being red phase and white phase, blue phase, and then in AIT you also get through black phase and gold phase. So 5 phases total. But that week is very important. It gets you in processed and ready to go through basic. So let's go ahead and walk through what you do during that week, 10 days-ish, that you're in reception. So let's back up. So you're in the hotel waiting to go to MEPS, right? And you go to MEPS and you do all your MEPS stuff and you finally ship out and go to basic. You know, you get on the plane and then you get to wherever it is you're going, right? As you all know, I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, which is in the middle of nowhere. Although I guess to be fair, they're all kind of in the middle of nowhere, so take your pick. But you get there and you're on a bus, right? And it's usually late at night. And a drill sergeant comes to greet you and get you off the bus. Now I went to chill at Sill. So my drill sergeant wasn't, shall we say, as energetic as other drill sergeants or in other videos I've seen. Basically that drill sergeant's gonna get you off the bus and get you to sign a whole bunch of papers. Gotta sign this one, and this one, and this one. Make sure you write your name here, and here, and here, and Sharpie. Here's some tape. Write your name on this and this. It takes forever. And then you get issued all your clothes, which as I recall was like 3 pairs of shorts, 3 pairs of t-shirts, 2 pairs of long sleeve shirts. We got our PT jacket, we got our PT sweatpants, we got gloves and a hat, and then our linen, which we then use to make our beds. And you know, you're in bed by 3, and then you're up at 5 and ready to go to reception. So here was my experience. On day 1, you get your head shaved. So everyone's got curly hair, long hair, short hair, whatever hair you got, it's all coming off. If you are a female, then you just have to have it within regulations. So they don't shave your head, but if your hair is too long or if it's a weird color or whatever, they just make sure it's within regulations. So I'm not really sure how that works because there were no females in my group, but they didn't get their head shaved, so don't worry about that. And then once your head's shaved, they take a picture of you and make your ID card. And you know, you've slept like 2 hours, so you look really good for this photo, you know, with your shaved head and you know, your lack of sleep. I was actually kind of worried that they would look at my picture and then drug test me because my eyes were so bloodshot from not sleeping, but got through it okay. And then after that, you're in this big building waiting to get this giant checklist of things done. You have to go to the doctor, you have to go to the dentist, you have to go to, what's the eye doctor called? Ophthalmologist, you have to go to the ear doctor. I don't know what the name for that is. You have to go to finance, you have to go to Deers. And in between each station, you're just sitting there waiting. So the medical station is where you get all of your blood work done and all of your shots. So the first time you go in there, they draw your blood. I believe they give you a couple of just general shots you need. And then they determine what other shots you will need later. If you have your immunization records, make sure you bring those. Because if you don't, like me, then you get immunized again. So I'm like doubly immunized for several different diseases now, which is fine, but you wouldn't have to get those shots again, which I guess really isn't a big deal. I mean, it's a shot, but if you don't like shots, then bring your records. And then dental, I mean, they just check your teeth. If you need stuff done, they don't always do it because you're in basic, but they will make records for it. And when you're at AT, you'll probably get that stuff done. If not, you'll get done at your station. The next one is the ear doctor. And that one's a little bit strange because they don't really look at your ears. All they really do is give you earplugs and then say, here's how you wear earplugs. You'll need these because you're gonna shoot guns. I mean, it wasn't really what I was expecting. You know, at MEPS, they gave you the headphone test and that was pretty cool. You're in the soundproof room and all that. I mean, each one of these stations can take several hours to get through. And if you don't make it in time and you have to go to lunch, you just get right back in line and start over the wait again. But it's all good because you got like a week to do it. And if you do happen to get it done early, that's even worse, because then you're just literally sitting there for a week, just twiddling your thumbs. But if you look too bored, then you get your drill sergeant and you're going, "Hey soldier, have you memorized the soldier's creed?" You don't really want to do that. So basically you sit there and read the same thing over and over again, your blue book. Now what's a blue book, you may ask? Let me tell you. The blue book is a book that was written clear back by, I think his name was General Van Buren, Van something, I don't remember his name. His name, Van B something, I don't know. It was written back in 1775 when the Army first began. It's kind of like the manual, I guess, for the Army. And that's what you read for 7 days. And by the end of that 7 days, you got the Soldier's Creed down. If you don't know the National Anthem, you got that down, which is good because you need that a lot in red phase coming up. And then you have a couple of stations that aren't health related. You have finance and you have DEERS. Finance is going to be everything to do with your pay. So making sure that your name is correct, your information is correct, your address, your social security, all of that stuff. Making sure your rank is in there correctly, your contract looks fine, because you want to make sure you get paid well and correctly while you're in basic. Because I mean, while you're in basic, you probably won't see your bank account. And so unless someone else is watching it, you won't know if you're not getting paid. So it's really important you get finance done correctly so you get paid correctly. And then the last station won't apply to you unless you have dependents, and that's called DEERS. Now don't ask me what DEERS stand for. I'll probably put it up here somewhere because it's a cool acronym like everything else in the Army. But DEERS is where you make sure you get your BAH, your BAS if applicable, and make sure all your dependents have all the health insurance, life insurance, dental insurance, all those kind of things that your dependents need. And when you're not doing anything else, you're basically watching videos. Like this one.
The second exercise is the rear lunge.
The rear lunge.
Starting position, move. And cadence.
And cadence.
Exercise. 1.
Or this one.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along.
Because the drill sergeants really want to make sure that when you get to red phase, you're ready to go. You know the Soldier's Creed. You know what all the exercises are for the PRT. You don't have any kind of health issues that you need to deal with. So I'll make sure you're ready to go. Because once you get to red phase, it's just go, 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 go. I guess the last thing we can talk about while you're in reception is the barracks, because those are different than when you're in red phase. The barracks and reception, at least where I was just a giant room and beds everywhere. Which I guess you can say, hey, that's how red phase was too. I feel like reception was worse because there weren't a lot of rules. So it was loud, and everyone was just up all night yelling and screaming and having fun and playing. Kind of felt like a sleepover in junior high. And then the bathrooms were weird because you have open showers, which you don't have in red phase, but in reception, where I was, you had open showers. So you just kind of shower with a bunch of dudes, right? Which was weird. But other than that, I mean, that's reception. You just sit around between stations, go station to station, go to chow, come back and keep going to stations, make sure everything is okay. You're just in processing. Sunday you go to church if you want. If not, you just stay in the barracks. There's no PT yet. You don't really go to classes yet. You're just kind of chilling. So I guess what I'm saying is, be prepared to be bored, because you're gonna sit there, or you're gonna stand there and be talked to basically the entire time. You can't really bring anything to read except the Bible, so I guess be ready to be bored, or learn the blue book really well, or read the Bible. Those are your choices, because you can't really talk. You can't talk. Actually, it's probably good to practice. Just practice sitting there and not talking for 8 hours, because that's basically what you're gonna do. So yeah, that's reception, at least in my experience. Let me know in the comments if yours was different than mine was. I was at Fort Sill, so maybe it's different where you were. Also, let me know in the comments if you have any other questions for me. And also let me know if you like a tour of my house, because, We're almost done getting everything situated. I'm not sure what the video I should do next, but just let me know what you'd like to see, and I will answer your questions best I can. Thanks for watching.